In this episode of American Greed, for nearly 4 years, a mysterious computer hacker quietly steals millions from the IRS.
I'm just kind of blown away. This guy really does know what he's doing.
But when he gets too greedy planning his next score, federal agents realize he wants money at any cost.
Threats of shootings, innocent people being taken out, law enforcement being shot at.
And later, murder, mobsters, and misdeeds. A self-styled wise guy, Domenico Dom Rebuffo, is making investors offers they can't refuse.
Everybody was going to win. They can make your dreams come true.
But to pull off a $49 million real estate scam deep in the mountains of North Carolina, he's going to have to keep everyone in line.
I think he liked the idea that people would be a bit afraid of him.
Federal investigators simply call him the hacker. They don't know his name or where he's hiding. IRS Special Agent Denise Medrano does know one thing for certain. The hacker is behind a complex tax return scheme to rip off nearly $5 million from American taxpayers.
It was over 1,900 tax returns that we had identified that were associated with him. It's very possible that he had done much more than that.
But in May 2008, Medrano and U.S. Postal Inspector James Wilson catch a big break. One of the hacker's accomplices has betrayed him, and he's told the agents where they might be able to find him.
This is where the rubber meets the road because the government was losing millions.
Now, agents wait anxiously for the hacker to show, hoping to finally lure him from the shadows.
We didn't know if he was even in the country. We didn't know if he was Eastern European or somewhere in China or something.
The hacker could be anyone and anywhere, but is a lot closer than investigators realize. He's Daniel Rigmaiden, a reclusive 27-year-old who spent his life in the sun-drenched hills of Northern California. But if you're looking for an easy answer to what makes the hacker tick, think again, says Arizona Republic reporter Dennis Wagner.
It was just almost as if he came out of a cave and there was just not that much history. People wouldn't talk about him. So it's hard to get into his head and figure out what was motivating him.
Wagner's been an investigative reporter for 3 decades, but even he hit a brick wall trying to decipher Rigmaiden.
I tried to find family members who would talk to me about him, and none of them would even call me back or respond to emails. I tried to find friends from high school that would talk about him, and I never found one.
What is known is Rigmaiden grows up in Monterey County, California, south of San Francisco. By the time he graduates high school, he's already sinking into trouble with his computer. In 1998, internet posters accuse him of selling grossly overpriced Beanie Baby stuffed animals and of hijacking their computers to spam others. One complainant warns he's a computer whiz and really needs to be stopped.
He's pretty brilliant, and you're just shaking your head going, how does all this fit together?
Rigmaiden takes a pass on college. On his webpage, he admits instead he begins creating fake IDs, and eventually he's jailed 6 months for identity theft. In a rare radio interview, Rigmaiden says he always felt like an outsider.
Sometimes society gets overwhelming for someone who doesn't really agree with participating.
Rigmaiden says he gave up on the trappings of modern society. Using stolen identities to mask his whereabouts, he packs up his computer and disappears into the wilderness. Here in the Los Padres National Forest, Daniel Rigmaiden plots his next move.
It was just kind of a way to get away from a system that I didn't agree with, I suppose. And I was just kind of taking a break from society at that point.
But when Rigmaiden does come down from the mountains, he has more on his mind than restocking his camping supplies. Now he's trying to steal millions from the government's least popular institution, the IRS. Rigmaiden holds up in hotel rooms, scouring websites like the California Death Index. There, he collects the personal records of nearly 700 deceased individuals. Then he begins churning out hundreds of bogus tax returns using an intricate computer system he's designed.
He was very sophisticated in the fact that he automated the process so that returns were filed within minutes of each other at a very high volume.
He conceals his actions using malware programs called bots. These bots spread viruses that allow him to secretly and untraceably take remote control of random computers around the country.
This was all done with individuals not knowing that their computers had been compromised.
He has the refunds routed to prepaid debit cards that he hopes to cash before the IRS catches on.
Debit cards can receive funds. So on a tax return, it's easy to put an account number and a routing number and it not be a traditional bank account that you walk in and withdraw money from. This debit card can be used anywhere.
The hacker's on his way to a $5 million payday, but he has to be quick.
I basically had to go out to the ATM machines every day. I mean, got to a point where there was a lot of time spent just kind of walking to ATM machines to get money pulled out.
He's smart enough to know using the same local ATMs over and over will eventually lead the IRS right to his door.
He was adamant about not being exposed, so he had to rely on other people to get his money back to him.
The hacker needs a new plan to grab the cash, but he's about to choose the wrong partners in crime to help him out. Next on American Greed. Paranoid and desperate, the hacker says he'll do anything to get his cash.
If something went wrong, people might die.
American Greed, Thursday, 10 Eastern on CNBC.
Hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you're going to find videos packed with all of the information that you need to be smarter about your finances. You can subscribe by clicking right here and click on all the videos around me or the eye right here to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.